So, a few of our trailers have actually cracked right here. The other trailer I already got welded. Steven and Rob are ready to take this one. And Howard is pretty happy because he can drive that thing now. This truck's been on recall, so now we just got the okay to drive it. So Howard's going to be driving that. Now all I got to do is fix that weld, and my morning task should be done.
Angries, what's up? What's up? What's up? You wanna watch over here?
That's you're the vlogger now.
You're the vlogger now.
You are.
You're not a vlog.
Don't be scared.
I don't know how to vlog.
Pretend like there's like a million people watching.
I'll be quiet. I don't.
I'm gonna put it on there.
What's that? Is it recording right now?
Yeah.
What the heck?
All right. So, very late updates or like vlogs, but yeah, went silent for a bit because my brother came back. He's in the Navy. He came back from Spain, so I spent a lot of time with him, catching up, making fun of him, stuff like that. But yeah, he's back. He's back for a while, and then he's going back on the East Coast. I'm gonna hop in with him and then take a flight over. So that was my like whole weekend, and the whole weekend was not the best diet. But yesterday was a full fasting day, and then some weight training, and today is just gonna be one chicken. One chicken breast, and that's it. Tomorrow's gonna be the same way, just one chicken breast. Probably do some light running after work because I gotta get my body back get my body back used to, I don't know how to say that, get my body back in like shape for the Grand Canyon rim to rim. I still want to do that, so I gotta start running. And then after that, it's going to be some dirt bike races and stuff like that. Should be fun. But, yeah, the guys went water hauling. I did kind of do a vlog yesterday, but, you know, it was, I don't know. I just didn't want to do it for some reason. Like, I picked it up, and then all of a sudden, I just put it back down. So, I don't know. But I have something I want to test out. I don't think it's going to work. I hope it works. The idea behind it is cool, but it might not work. Just thinking it over and pondering on it a little more, but I have this thermal paint. Thermochronic paint. I don't know how to actually pronounce it, but I painted them on here. It's a pigment, so it comes out like a powder, and it's kind of like a mood ring. The reason why it looks a little ugly is because it's epoxy. I mixed it in with some epoxy. It's been drying the whole day yesterday, so I'm hoping it works. The idea is to get it warm, and then when you dip it into the water, it changes color. Its color changing pigment is clear, so right now it's still a little cold because I pulled it out of here. So once I warm it up, it should clear, and then dip it into the tank, pull it out, it'll be like a dipstick. It'll show you where the water is and stuff like that. It should be I hope it works. It might not work, but it might work. I hope it works. I just hope it works.
Oh man, it's kinda hot, a little windy,
crossing the railroad tracks. And I was doing a little bit of paint touch up. A little rough. Do this before I hit the road. So I was trying to like do a little bit of paint touch up on those tanks we installed, like the PVC, the fill and the vent side. And all that wind just blew right back on my hand, and I was like, oh man. I didn't notice it until I was like leaving. I went and grabbed the door handle. I was like, no. I enjoy a lot of these drives. Very, very peaceful, very mellow, but don't mind my buggy windshield. Last house, gonna try the color changing dipstick. I brought all 4 of them, so I want to try all of them, see which one actually looks decent, looks better. I don't think it will work because, well, I hope it works, but it might not work because the thermal temperature drops on it color changes around like 80 degrees, so it's pretty warm. But it's like, if it's under 80 degrees, it's going to be the dark color. So, hopefully it works. It'll actually change color in the sunlight because the sun heats it up, and you can kind of see it. It like changes a different shade. But once you get it moving, the wind, it starts to get dark again. So, I'm going to try it out. I have a heat gun. I'm going to heat it up just to make it different colors, and I'm going to dip it in there and see it change and see where the water levels are. You can kind of see it, how it's a little clear. It got really messy when I was painting it with the epoxy and didn't notice that it was running on the side. But you can kind of see how it's like clear a little bit, and then the other side that was in the shade is darker. It's dry, it just looks wet. So here you can kind of, I just grabbed it with my hand, but you can kind of see it does change. Like I said, it is dry, it just looks wet for some reason. But, you grab it here. Use my shade, my shadow. Pretty cool. So let's actually try this. So it did work. It looks it's pretty cool. The idea of it's pretty cool, but the fact that I'm not a good artist, it looks so ugly. Like, if you would have saw it in person, you would be like, oh man, this thing's ugly. But yeah, it works. Here we go, another shot. Different kind of stick. Goes down. Try not put it in all the way. Stop there. Wait a couple seconds. Right there. So awesome. So cool. So I figured out if I make it very, very thin coat, it shows a lot better. This shows a lot better if it's thin coated. It gets nice and warm from the sun, you'll see it kind of like change different colors. Like when I grab it with my hand. Pretty cool. Changes different color. And then once it gets cold, cools down, then it changes. And it gets dark and heats up. I think it's awesome. Just hold it for a few seconds and then that. Now let's change the entire thing. Let it sit for a second. And the whole, right there, got a line from where the water is at. Pretty cool. So this is when it sits in the sun for a while. Flip it over. I've been trying all these different types, trying to get it to work great. I've noticed thin coat is a lot better than a thicker coat. This thicker coat takes a while for it to warm up in the sun, but thinner coat's going to be better. I can't remember the name of it. I can't like really pronounce it. It's like chromic, something like that. But it's so cool. Next one I'm gonna make. I'm glad I brought 4, so I can test out which one was which. The thicker part, it looks cooler because it's darker, but it takes a lot longer to heat up. The thinner coat one is the way to go. There's a medium coat, which it was decent, but the thinner coat worked the best because the sun heated up. You just leave it outside for a bit in the direct sunlight and it got hot, and then you just dip it in there, wait like a few seconds and pull it right out, and it shows like a line where your water line is at inside of your tank. And I hope it's like workable. It's working here, but I wonder if I leave it in the tank, if the whole thing will always be dark until you heat it up and then dip it back in there, or I wonder if it's warm enough, like 3-4 feet underground, that there's like a color change. Maybe one's gonna be a little darker than the one that's outside of the water. So I hope that works. I hope that's my idea thought, is that the cold, constant underwater is going to be dark, and then when it's like sitting above the water in the empty volume of nothing, so it's like one side will be just a little darker than the one that's not inside of the water. I may be like chopping my whole discussion about it up, but I'm so happy. I'm like excited about it. I'm nerding out on something that's probably the easiest thing, because I saw it on a video on YouTube of like mood rings. I was like, you know what? I just gotta look into it. That's where that came from. So I've actually been back for a while, talking with Mike and Shanna, especially about the dipstick stuff. I just showed Mike. Mike thinks it's cool, but I'm trying to call Howard.
Hello.
He's got me with that so many times that I think that he said hello.
At the tone, please record your message.
But yeah, that's Howard. He says hello, but it's his voicemail. Yeah, I think next time I start painting one of these dipsticks again, I'm trying to call Steven, is I'm gonna paint it in here because it's pretty cool in there. It's pretty cold. It may fit in the office side. I'm not 100% sure. Office side is cold, very cold. But yeah, I think I should paint. I hope it fits in there. This is like an 8-foot long stick. I hope it fits in there. but I'm gonna paint it in there because it's cold in there. Mixing the paint would be a lot darker in there, so I'll know that I don't have to drop a lot of epoxy on it, making it really thick. Just making sure. Just hung up. But yeah, I think I'm gonna paint it in there. For one, I was painting it outside and the sun was hitting it and warming it up a little. That's why I wasn't sure. I was like, man, I think I need to put more on it. I think I need to make it a little thicker because I couldn't see the color. But now I know I should paint it somewhere shaded, somewhere cold, so it's not warm, it's nice and cold, and I'll see the darkness and I don't have to like coat it really bad, especially to when it's like running like that. So if I lightly coat it, it's not gonna run like this and make it look ugly. So the next one I do is gonna be lightly coated. That's been sitting in the sun. So the boss.
Hey Donovan, Stanley needs...
Very nice way to end the week. First video for the week. Got the stand. Stanley is headed home. Got him all situated. Do my last minute checks. Actually, not last minute. Because I still have to do my email. Wait, I should probably check the other door. Okay, it's locked. Yeah, I still gotta do my email. I gotta throw the Starlink up, do my email. Yeah, everything should be locked. None of these other trucks have moved. I don't know if I moved the 450. So, through pandemic, our Connex used to be outside the gate. I've talked about this. It used to be outside the gate. And we've had, you know, after the lockdown and everything like that, I didn't want the truck sitting unprotected and stuff. We double locked the Connex that day. I remember getting the call from Shanna and she was like, hey, everybody go home. They're shutting down operations. I was like, oh, okay. And I remember I double locked the Connex just to be sure. Because we all thought it was going to be like a week. But after a while, I was like, man. I was like, hey, can I park the work trucks at the house? Because I kind of don't trust it being there. Nobody sees us there. They're all unmanned. It's just sitting outside, just no gate. Shannon was like, yeah, go pick one up and let me know when you got them at your house. So we had an older model 250, it was like a 2007, and that 450, the green one. And yeah, I get it back to the house, and it's been sitting there for a while. Then one day I was like, you know what? Let me clean it. So I got a pressure washer, and then pressure washed the whole truck. It's been muddy. It's always been muddy since I first started. It's always been muddy. And then I cleaned it up, got it all nice and pretty looking. Then I rotated the tires. This is my first time doing that to a dually. Then found out that one of the wheels were like seized on there. So me and my dad pulled it off, rotated the tires, and then I was like, yeah, You can give it a wax. Maybe buff it and then wax it, make it look really nice. Buffed it, waxed it. I knew it was green the whole time, and then my dad was like, "Oh, it's a green truck." I started laughing, and then when work started to flow through, and then I got this truck over to the old co-worker and Stanley, and they saw it for the first time clean, sparkly clean. They were like, "Oh, it's a green truck. It has little green flakes in it." And they were laughing. They're like, "Holy cow, I thought it was black the whole time." Thought it was the black 450. But yeah, whenever I see the 450 or talk about the green 450, that's what pops up in my head, is when everyone thought it was black. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. I need to do it a little more often, but I might be taking a lot more time off. But yeah, I still gotta turn off the generator, do my email, and then skedaddle. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to have Rob do it. You didn't know it was recording when I gave it to him, and I was like walking away. He's like, "I don't know what to do with it." And he flips it around towards me. I was like, "No, you're the vlogger now." He's like, "No." He just looks at it. Then I take the camera away. He's like, "Was it recording?" I was like, "Yeah." Yeah, but that was fun. That was like my little fun moment. I had that plan for a while. I was kind of expecting and hoping that he was going to talk to you guys and stuff like that, but I think he was just too nervous. Put him on the spot without him knowing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Saw the cool color changing pigment paint, my emotions, how excited I got. Yeah, I still get blown away about it. I'm still nerding out on it, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys had a lot of fun, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Back for a short bit. I don't know if she's coming. Asked her. She said she wasn't. But when I asked her my idea, she said, "I'll go for a little bit." So I told her to meet me here. I don't see her. I don't see her tracks. I'll wait for a bit, but get the GoPros ready. So during the race, the Farmington race, I had plans for a lot of different setups on the GoPro. I had this chest mount right here, but I angled it wrong. I had it like this, and then the GoPro was this way. It's supposed to be upside down, and then I can angle it like that. I had it wrong. Wasn't my proudest moment. But so on my GoPro I have a screen protector. I kind of mentioned it. I cracked it. You can kind of see it going on right there. But I cracked it because I hit a tree. It was on top of my head, which was nice because it ended up angling the GoPro better than the way I had it. So it was kind of nice. I did hit it, but thankfully it just cracked the screen protector and not the actual lens. So that was a plus. Didn't have to worry too much about that. And I have like spare ones. Since I'm talking about this now, this is the GoPro I normally use for like my running vlogs or anything like that, and I have this. It's a media mod. You just stick that on there, and then I have this mic where I can push the record button on here instead of on the camera. That's what I use for my like running vlog stuff. The marathons, the ultras, that's what I've been using. I have a work one, which is for dig deep stuff, which is the 10. This is all for like work stuff, anything that I might possibly get too close to Stanley and the backhoe. That's what I use. So there's like 2 sets of GoPros. Well, actually 3. The original one, the OG one, the one that my brother got. That was the first one. That one cracked. It cracked the screen, like the actual screen, and not a screen protector. That one was actually pretty funny too. I crashed on the mountain bike, and I had it on this chest mount, and I landed on my chest. Luckily I didn't like break anything, but it distorted the recording, like I think it was 30 seconds, which is weird. I never even thought that would happen, but it was recording. I crashed, it distorted it, lost 30 seconds, so it didn't even record the actual crash. But yeah, the dirt bike race, the helmet one, and then the chest mount, and I have this handlebar. I was gonna throw it on the handlebar, but for some reason I felt like I was too much in a rush. I couldn't get this thing on, and then I was like, you know what, just leave it, I don't want it. We just took off. So I had plans for like a bunch of different mounts, but I was getting frustrated, and it was hot, and I was tired. But yeah, that's what all this stuff looks like. That's what I normally use. Like the 10 is for work stuff, the 11's for my vlog. She's here, so I'm gonna throw the 11 on Shawnee's head, or maybe on the bar, but that's gonna be for hers. She's getting like so much better at riding that dirt bike around. She's faster, she takes off easier. Product placement. So yeah, gonna let Shawnee strap on the GoPro onto her head, and you can see the GoPro has a longer range of wide angle lens. I don't know why I can't say it, but this is what I normally carry. It's just a Canon with a mic. Cooper loves to bite that thing. It's got a polarized filter, the Joby handheld bipod thing, tripod thing, but that's what it looks like. A lot of people that have seen this camera around would say it kind of looks like a Casey Neistat camera. I was like, I guess, I don't know. It's not as fancy as his, but it gets the job done. Yeah, she's gotten so much better taking off. I've always wanted to do it, but I couldn't like catch her while she's riding. I always forget, or she's always at home, or I always get home and she's already there was no coordination. I don't think she knew I wanted to do it, but something I've always wanted to do for a while. So yeah, the video of her riding is gonna be for her. Yeah, just thought I had to share that. And a little update. I know I've talked about it, about doing like a little camera gear breakdown, but I don't think I'll ever get to it. I just keep forgetting it. It's not really on my my to-do list. So I just, you know, just showed a little bit of it. You guys got to see this camera that I carry all the time. And then the GoPros, the whole GoPro situation that's going on with it. But yeah, I hope you guys like it. That's what I love about being back out here. Love it out here. I love it out here. You know, you go ride a dirt bike without anybody giving you a huge hassle about, oh, you don't have a license plate or a spark arrestor. No, just go ride. That's what I love about being out here, and plus it's so quiet. But I'll let you guys go now. Been probably a long video, and hope you guys really enjoyed the ending part.